Hello, it's Kevin here. Time for another one of our introductions. Introduction number 12 of 101, which it will eventually be. So, as you may or may not know, we're looking for new topics, right? Newly reported IELTS essay questions and topics. Writing a sample, explaining it, and in our group on Telegram, IELTS9.pro, where we invite members to submit their introductions for assessment. We'll take a look at those. Usually I do 5, but only 4 people responded for this one. I don't know why, but still, anyway, get the copyright nonsense out of the way first. Fair use, teaching, blah blah blah. So don't be criticizing me or writing to me because I won't be answering. In any case. Now, what's the topic? So, some people think that increasing business and cultural contact between countries is a positive step. Essentially, this is about globalisation, if you think about it. Whereas others believe it leads to the erosion of national identity. Discuss both views and state your own opinion. Okay, so we've got to look at both sides. Some people will think that globalisation, which is what that is good, whereas the opposing view, it leads to the erosion of national identity. This is one of the criticisms often levelled at globalisation. Total homogenisation of culture, so no national identity. Anyway, that's the topic. So, a bit of paraphrasing. According to some, trade and culture, various countries, nations, etc. is beneficial, etc. Erosion, loss. Now, the reason I've kept national identity in is because quite a few people tried to paraphrase it, and they were not successful. Now, national identity, there's not a lot you can really change this to. Identity, everybody knows what we mean by national, as in the particular cultural identity of a state, a nation or state or a country. So Iran has its own culture, its distinctive Iranianness, so does China, Turkey, etc. Losing that national identity, that's what this topic is about, essentially. So let's take a look at my introduction. Sentence 1, as always. Paraphrase the topic. According to some, the increase in trade and culture between various countries is beneficial. Others believe it inevitably results in a loss of national identity. In my view, despite the undeniable advantages of globalization, such fears are justified. So I'm saying, well, my view, yes. It could well lead to some national identity loss. So I'm going to be looking at both sides. So, paragraph 2. I won't read it all out word for word. You can see it there. But I'm basically saying, okay, it makes sense, brings prosperity. I give the example of emerging economies in Africa. They can sell their produce to the world now. And I'm talking about like ubiquitousness in culture. I didn't actually know this until some of my Turkish students actually said that some of these South American, these soap operas are very popular in Turkey. So that's very interesting. I thought so anyway. But anyway, so you're saying, right, we've got business and culture, so we're talking about international trade, and we're talking about culture such as television shows. Okay, so that's that. Paragraph 3, opposite view. Does it lead to a loss of national identity? I say, well, despite the initial promise of prosperity and cultural exchange, like I mentioned here, both these facets of globalization would seem to be positive. There's several downsides. I'm saying, well, for example, when you've got all these international companies operating everywhere, walking down the high street, it looks exactly the same. I used to live in Turkey. I used to live in Istanbul and Beijing, and they've got Zara, H&M, Burger King, Gap. What's the difference? Apart from the people, if the people were not there, you wouldn't know what country you were in. And I say, well, what these also do, they tend to push the traditional shops of the host country out of the city centre, away from passing customers. As well as this, ubiquitousness of American films and TV, foreign culture taking over homegrown. I was actually thinking of a good example, perhaps, is that Korean music, the K-pop phenomenon. That's very popular in most countries in Southeast Asia, so that's ubiquitous, more popular. I mean, it's like American music. I think more people in quite a few countries know American pop stars than their homegrown kind of talent. Anyway, that's the arguments there. Like it or not, in conclusion, there's a price, identical, blah blah blah. Okay, so just put that on the screen so you can see the whole thing. You can pause this, and you can probably see it all there. Okay, more or less, yeah. Okay, so you can pause that there. Okay, so hope that helps. Now, only 4 from the members. Not very good, not very inspiring to me, us. So this first one's not bad. Didn't really change anything. I can't read that, so I don't know who the author is, but not too bad, not too bad. Just have to watch your third person S. Results but will spread. Results spread because you've got will. Now, individuals, you need to be careful, right? According to some, but if you say some individuals, which particular ones? This is why I always do according to some, or it has been said. Then that's better than saying, individuals. Among different nations, well, of course it's among different nations, so you don't need to say that. Can be an affirmative measure, so that's not a very good paraphrase of upside or benefit or advantage. So say advantage and advantageous, benefit or beneficial. Yeah, that's better than affirmative measure. Negative effects on country's reality. Again, you mean identity. Reality. What does that mean? That's not the same as identity. It's who or what a nation or a person considers themselves to be. So my national identity is English. I would consider myself an Englishman first, before anything else. That's my personal identity. So country's reality, what does that mean? Numerous profits, not the same as benefits, right? Don't be afraid to use some of the same words in the topic. Because if you try and paraphrase it and you do it incorrectly, you'll be losing marks, not gaining them. So it's benefits, identity. Okay? Different notions, you mean different opinions. So causes the destruction of what? Because you've got a definite article. The destruction. What does it cause the destruction of? National identity. Okay, now, this final one, the same thing 3 times. The expansion of business trading among nationalities and cultures is the same as, due to business and culture trading between nations, since cultural exchanges and inspirations are an undeniable part of business relations between countries. So you say the same thing three different ways. So that introduction doesn't really make sense at all. There's a subject that makes some people believe in its benefits, however others believe it could cause destructive impacts on national identity. So you basically said the same thing twice in the same sentence. How does that work? So it doesn't work. So the best out of the 4 is this one, nice and simple. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. That's all that you need. So this video is pretty short, but that's how it is. I'll just leave mine on the screen again if you can pause it and read it if you really want to. You don't have to, but it would be good if you do. There you go. See you next time. We've got another topic. What is it? Oh yeah. It's more and more people are using online translation apps. What's the advantages and disadvantages of this trend? That's the next topic. I'm still waiting for people to write their responses. When I get that, then I'll write my sample essay and you'll see it here as a video. So if you're watching on YouTube, links below to my personal site, my Telegram group if you want to join. And I'll also put a link to my podcast, Kev's English Podcast. That's something new I've been doing for the last few weeks. Well, about 12 episodes now, or 13. I'll put a link to that below as well. If you're watching in the group, Outline Pro, you had this information. In any case, anyway, I'll see you next time. Hope that helps. I'll see you later.